So, hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today we are doing my September wrap-up and I didn't do as well as I wanted to, but I still have read like 19 books or something. So overall it's still really well, and I know that I am able to read that amount of books, and it's not bad. 19 books is better than a lot of people are, able to do. But yeah, just because I read 19 books, we are not going to do too much. We're not going to talk about them way too much. I usually have more thoughts in my reading logs. I at least try to talk a little bit more about the books that I'm currently reading then and how I'm feeling. But let's just start with the books that I have read. So the first book, let's just scoop over. The first book I finished was King. And basically in this one we are following this girl. Basically she don't have a memory. So she just goes by, Doe, as in Jane Doe. And she's homeless, she has no memory, and yeah, now she is visiting to kind of get together with a guy who can, help her so she don't have to sleep on the streets. And there she meets this guy called King, and he just got out of prison, and yeah, he's like this bad guy. He's, yeah, he's a bad guy, so yeah. Overall, I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. Really liked this book. It was just a few things that didn't make sense. I mean, I don't know how it is in the States, but here where I live, they would never have let you go out of, they would never have let you go out of the hospital if you don't know where you live or what your name is. And yeah, they would never do that. So I just find it really sketchy that they just, get out of here and start doing like your routine, but she don't remember anything. So it's just a little strange. But overall, I really did enjoy it, and I really want to continue on with this series because that cliffhanger at the beginning, no, at the end, was shocking. And yeah. The next book I read was Clap When You Land, and in this one we are following 2 girls. And basically, a plane crashes, and after this man dies, they figure out that they are sisters, but one lives in the United States and one lives in the Dominican Republic, I think. So basically he has had 2 different lives, 2 different wives, and now he has 2 daughters that don't know each other until this crash. So yeah, this is Elizabeth Acevedo. She writes in like a verse. This one is not, it might be, I don't remember. It's at least like a really short book. Elizabeth Acevedo is narrating it herself, and she just has this exceptional voice for doing that. It is like, I don't know, 5 hours maybe. So it's not that long, but I really loved it. I was hooked. So yeah, I give it 4 stars. I really loved it, but it's not like a new favorite thing. So yeah. And then I read The Hobbit, and in this one we are following Bilbo. Basically he gets a visit from a wizard, and he wants Bilbo to go on this adventure to basically rob a dragon called Snog. I don't know how you say that in English. But yeah, they go on an adventure. I gave it 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. It wasn't like a new favorite. This was a 5-star prediction, but I gave it 4 stars, so it's not that bad. It was just something that was missing that I don't know, it was just, I think it might have been just a little too slow at some points, and I just felt myself, speed reading through those parts. But overall, it was interesting, and I can't wait to watch the movies that are for this. It's movies, right? Yeah. Then we have then I kind of had this graphic novel week where I read one graphic novel week, but that kind of turned into a graphic novel week / Mariana Zapata week, because that was all I read. So the first one is Nimona, and this book, or this graphic novel, is basically about this kind of villain, and he gets this apprentice called Nimona, and she's special. She can shapeshift into all these kind of different things, and basically it's just her being the sidekick and things that she does, and basically the villain and the hero, and a lot of things happen in this, and it was a lot of fun. I give it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was super fun, and yeah. Then I read Under Lock, and in this one we are following Iris, and basically after like 6 months, is it 6 months? Yeah, 6 months of unemployment, she moves to Austin to her brother to kind of get a job there, and basically there she gets a job at the local tattoo shop, and there she meets Dex, and he is in the same motorcycle gang that her father was in. So this was so good. I give it 5 stars. So this one is pretty high up. I am, I have 2 books left of my Mariana Zapata books, and then I will make like a ranking video for Mariana Zapata books. That is my taste, who do I like the least, who do I like the most. So I can't wait. This one is pretty high up, not like on the top, but pretty high up. I really like this, but I really like motorcycle romances, so we all know this. So yeah, and then I am going to talk about multiple of these. But the next one is Lumberjanes, and I read the first one I'm going to it's volume 3, and I gave that 4 stars. So Lumberjanes is basically about this camp, a girl camp, and basically all these girls are there for the summer. It's a summer camp, and there are a lot of weird things happening. It's just really strange, and yeah, a lot of weird things happen, and this is not something serious. It's just weird and strange, but also a lot of fun. I give this 4 stars. And then I read Hands Down, and in this one we are following Bianca, and yeah, she basically gets a call, and basically that brings like her ex-friend into the picture again, and this is Zach. And Zach we met in The Wolf, Winnipeg and Me. He is called Big Texas, and basically she kind of wants to walk out of his life just as he walked out of her life. So this is a friends to kind of like not friends, but they become friends again and then lovers, you know. It's 5 stars. I really loved it. Not a lot of people like this. Or yeah, it has a 3.99 stars on Goodreads, so it's still good. But you know, this is not everyone's favorite. I still really enjoyed it. So yeah, overall, really enjoyed it. Then I read Lumberjanes Volume 4, and I give that 4 stars as well. I'm not going to talk about these just because you should start at the beginning, work yourself up. I think the last volume is coming out this year, so yeah, I kind of want to try and get through a lot of these just so you know I can, yeah, get to a lot of them. Then I read Lingus, and this one is, I have to say, something I have never read before. So this is basically about Kat Berger, and she loves porn, so she goes to a porn convention where she meets this guy who really understands her, and she falls for him. He's a porn star, she figures out, and yeah, but basically they really accept each other. I didn't expect to love this as much as I did. I actually gave this 5 stars. It's not my favorite, but I actually ended up really enjoying this. You know, I just felt like they fit so well together, and yeah, I overall really enjoyed it. And you know, I'm not that person who, you know, reads about porn, but it wasn't just that, it was so much more. And you know, that part was just a small bit of it, and it was more about these two people, and yeah. Then I read Lumberjanes Volume 5, and I gave that 3 stars. It wasn't my favorite, and you know, I am going to say that usually graphic novels might have like a little dip sometimes of volumes that I don't like as much, but overall really enjoyed it. Then I read Lumberjanes Volume 6, and I also gave that 3 stars. Wasn't my favorite, but luckily they got better. And then I read All Roads Lead Here, and wow, this is about Aurora, and she moves back to a place that was once home, and she's trying to, you know, start over after everything. Let's start everything over. So she rents this complex above a garage, and there she meets the most grumpiest man called Rhodes. And wow, I give this 5 stars. It's up there with The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and that says something because The Wall of Winnipeg and Me is like my favorite, and yeah, this one is really battling for top spot. So that's just sick. I loved it, and yeah, you know, it was just so good, and I just, yeah, wow, I don't know what to say. If you like really slow burn, this is like Mariana Zapata is like the most slow burn ever, and this took so long time, but I just loved them together. Then I read Lumberjanes Volume 7, and I gave that 4 stars, and then I read afterwards Lumberjanes Volume 8, and I gave that 4 stars as well. So overall, that was just a small dip, and now it's going up, and it became a lot better, a lot funnier. Then I read The Shining, and this book, I don't know what I'm going to say about this book. It's about Jack, and basically he basically says that he can take care of this hotel up in the mountains, so he get no distractions, and he's going to write this book just because he is in a slump. And then they go up there and he turns crazy. I get one star. I just think that this was not my taste. I know that this is a really, really loved book, but I didn't like it. So yeah, I just never want to talk about this ever again. Then I read The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, and this is the 3.5 in the Twilight Saga. And if you have rather watched the movie or read clips, you know who Bree Tanner is. And this is basically her life, her really short life. I actually gave this 4 stars. I actually really, really enjoyed this book. Much better than everyone else, just because no one was bothersome. Then I read I'll Be Gone in the Dark, and this book is basically the author, and she's kind of trying to figure out who the Golden State Killer is. So I gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. So basically, the Golden State Killer is now caught, and this book did not like help in getting him caught, but it basically helped people still remember. And I think that is really important, that people still, you know, remember even old cold cases and getting those caught as well. Then I read Fallen King. I'm not going to talk about this for long, just because this is the 5.5 in the Fallen Man series, and yeah, definitely I think that you should definitely read this, just because it just helps you with some gaps that maybe is. So yeah, 5 stars, loved it. But now we do know that I love the Fallen Man series, so yeah. The last book that I read was Birthday Girl, and in this one we are following Jordan and Pike. And it always sounds crazy when you talk about this book, because it is basically about Jordan. She meets Pike, and basically they figure out that Pike is Jordan's boyfriend's father. And basically what happens is that they fall for each other. So it sounds really crazy, but when you read it, it's just not weird at all, and that is really weird to say, you know, because he's like double her age, so it's really crazy. But I love this book so much. It's crazy how much I actually enjoy this book, and I think that this is like one of the weirder books that I really like. But overall, it's not like a bad book. It's not like gross. It's not. It doesn't have cheating with the main characters. So yeah. But that was all the books that I read this month. So yeah, I hope you liked this video, and I will see you next time for another one. Bye!